out there in the realms of the living. Welcome to Thrones of Game, the only Game of Thrones podcast that dares to watch the show backwards. If you've never listened to the show before, well, let me just quickly explain. My name is BT Calloway. I've already seen the entire show, and joining me is Elliot Jay O'Neill, who is only watching the show for the first time ever, but in reverse order. Elliot, how you doing?
I'm sleepy.
I had a feeling. We just watched Season 6, Episode 4, titled The Book of the Stranger. Elliot, what just happened?
Oh, much like the stranger, I'm feeling dead and numb right now.
Boom. Yeah, like before we were talking about how we'd seen the planning and we'd seen the pre-planning. Now we see the pre-planning to all the planning. Yeah, and there's some cool stuff in this, but it's, stitched up. We move around a lot. We go from almost every main character at this point, and they all get a little bit of something. As opposed to episodes that focus on maybe 2 or 3, we get like all 48.
Yeah, a few podcasts ago, I decided to start keeping a running tally through each episode, like how many different character plot threads we're following.
Yeah, how we do.
I got up to 9 in this one,
Ooh.
And there's only like a little bit of crossover between a few, but yeah, this is an episode with the record for the most character plot threads that I've observed, but it's also the record for the least amount of notes that I've fucking ever taken.
Oh, really? Wow. That's still, mine's still, let me go back here. The Broken Man, Season 6, Episode 7. I only just got over a page on that one. This one I've got a page and a half.
Yeah, but oh man, this was just such boring, fidget spinnery, like, ugh.
Yeah, you don't have any of the suspense. 2 problems that we're going to bring up is, one, this is build up, but for you is build down.
Yeah.
And another part, which is, I'll get to in a second. But first off, let's just start with our question. That first one was what happened. Second is, what was your most valuable part, or, controversially, the least valuable part? What part felt like it let you down, if there is one?
All of it?
Oh, come on. All of it. You got to see... Sorry, just for those of you at home, this is the episode where Dan Brady takes over the entire Dothraki army
Is she
by
fireproof?
burning them all down. Yes, she is. And she just walks out of there stark naked T-1000 style.
This never came up in any of the other episodes I'd watched, and given that I've seen some epic battle sequences out of this show...
You have?
Being fireproof would have been relevant to some of that shit.
It's true, but you watch the garbage seasons. Man, in amongst all her 14,000 names is the term The Unburned, so that's in there.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, I should have noticed that, in the garbage seasons, the garbage fire seasons, rather, that she remained unburned.
Yeah, but,
She's not stab-proof, though.
Nope. To be entirely fair, it is better to be stab-proof than fireproof, generally speaking, depending on your profession, I suppose.
Yeah. So, she's got immunity to fire, but she's not immune to snow.
No one is. God, those dreamy eyes.
She definitely got stabbed by that.
Man, I'm going to say I think my MVP is this one. It's going to be a little one. It's, when Tormund Giantsbane first claps eyes on Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
And is just like immediately smitten. And he does it all just with eyes. So
is this the first time you've seen her?
I'm pretty sure. So props to that actor for just nailing this.
Yeah, the doomy eyes in this episode are,
Even later, especially later when they're eating dinner, he's kind of like seductively hoeing into a chicken leg, but like in the way you would if you were called a wildling, just like,
Yeah, and I can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure he was just eating the fat there, so
possibly.
He couldn't have been less appealing, but also more appealing.
Maybe that's hot as fuck up north, who knows, they got a different tradition.
Yeah.
I guess.
Brienne wasn't moved by it.
No. The other thing I wanted to bring up is something that I feel is a little bit of a shame that you miss out on this is the reunions. Because this is the first time when Jon and Sansa are reunited. And it's a really great bit. And like watching this, from the beginning, it's they all the kids get separated for such a long time, but seeing them back together is always very heartwarming. So, and again, they do a great job in this.
Yeah, to spoil the end of the podcast, when you asked me how did we get here, one of my notes for that is I suppose Jon and Sansa don't see each other for a while.
Pretty much long while. And there's there's some times where people almost like Arya and Sansa almost meet up at one point, and they don't. It's just
oh my god! Out of the 40 fucking characters in this episode, Arya wasn't one of them. There we go.
Yeah, true. We didn't cross over to Bravos.
Yeah. And I thought with this episode's focus on hilts that we would have seen one of her stabby stab weapons.
Yeah, true. A lot of weapons. That whole thing starts with just focusing on the wolf hilt of John's sword.
Yeah. And then later on we get the booby hilt of that guy.
Davio Naharis, I think his name. Surely there's a term that in Dothraki that means like all men must serve or all men must die or one of those. And I think that's Davio Naharis, or maybe it's his name is. I can't remember. Anyway, this is one of the actors they actually replaced at one point to a drastically different actor. Oh. And everyone was like, what happened?
So I've probably met him?
Oh, no, you haven't changed actors yet. You've met him before. He gets left behind when Dan Brady goes over the ocean to invade Westeros. He gets left in charge. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that really thought they had a future together.
Yeah, he was like picturing white picket fences, maybe a dog, PTA meetings, or whatever I don't know. Yeah. Dothraki versions of all these things. Skull picket fences. I don't know what they do.
and the floofy dragon.
Yeah, exactly. But he did provide us with a pseudo, and I'm going to count it, our only piece of real cock talk, which is he's talking to Sir Jorah Mormont, and he's just like, oh, you're a bit of an old man. You couldn't ride the dragon, by which I mean Dan Brady, like sex, yeah. And then he's all like, shut up.
Yeah.
They have a good rivalry going on. It's neat.
Yeah, when Callous Bod, while he's just only Callous Arm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back when he's just Callous Arm and no one knows. They're all like, oh, that's sad.
And that's it for Cock Talk. Zip.
Yep. Just nothing. I mean, this is let's skip to a more interesting question. Nudity!
Yay!
We get some of that.
Yeah, fireproof nudity.
I mean, if you're going to have some kind of nudity, again, stab-proof nudity would be better, but fireproof nudity is pretty good.
Because, I was piecing it together as, like, she's doing the hold of strength, holding the thing, and it's like, oh, okay, she's a badass. She's holding the fire pit
the brazier thing, and it's, yeah.
And then, like, okay, Dan, this is a pretty bad plan. You're going to catch on fire. And, like, I didn't assume she was fireproof because I saw her clothes were catching fire.
Yeah.
And, it's an odd hair color to be permanently fireproof.
It is. I think in the books it actually burns her hair off as well, just her skin is untouched. But
right.
That would not be fun in a TV show. Plus, all those braids. She walks out of there, her braid is still perfect. So, power braiding. And I also dubbed this power nudity because she's just standing there all, defiant, and everyone bows to her, and she's all like, yep, did that with my tits.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't, do some power bush as well, just...
Maybe that burned off, I don't know. We didn't see.
Yeah, because it's just in that moment I don't know why they didn't. I mean, it's obvious she would have worn a merkin anyway. It's just that time and age. Like, I'm surprised a lot of the women don't have armpit hair, to be quite honest.
Yeah, true. I mean, one day we'll get an HBO series that's honest about body hair. Or a post-apocalyptic series, I'd take that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Razor Apocalypse.
But yeah, it didn't feel cheap or exploitative or like, gazy or anything. It was totally, like a fucking power move.
Yeah, there's a line I really want to track in terms specifically of Dan Brady's nudity where it's used as to show our character is, powerless and out not having no control, and then transversely when she does it to have control. I think there's an interesting kind of comparison to make there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's have a quick look through. What else?
There was a little bit of other nudity when they first got into the this is the Dothraki land, I'm guessing.
So this is like a special city where all the widows of the Carls, who are like the leaders, the kings,
right,
the Khaleesi's, when their Carl dies, they become was it Dosh Khaleesi? Dosh Khaleesi. And they're basically widows, and they're meant to go to this city and just hang out there forever and give out wisdom, apparently. But you can't keep a Dan Brady tied down, so she don't want that.
But during the streets, while Thing 1 and Thing 2 were infiltrating...
Yeah, on their stealth mission.
Yeah. Their assassins creating a way through. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a little bit of fucking going on in the streets, and you saw a little bit of, exposed male butt as he, hoisted the woman up against the wall in a move that's just, fuck you, that doesn't happen. That's impossible.
That's difficult and not fun.
I mean, at that stage, you're not enjoying sex. You're just showing off your core strength.
You're showing off the wrong thing here. Learn not to show off. Jeez. Yeah, so that's a great little, how do we show this place is reckless and wild? Street fucking boom.
Yeah.
You're hired, Gary. Yeah, I mean, it's a good shorthand. It works, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And then, they get cornered and he's all like, we're just merchants. And they're like, no, you're not.
It totally reminded me of fucking The Simpsons. But I am just a simple merchant from this town.
Yep. I don't know anything. Crap, kill them.
Yeah. So, which leads us to... Because I'm out of nudity questions.
Violence?
Hey, there was some violence, a little bit. Not much.
Yeah, just bashing in a dead dude's head.
So how did this cover for them?
No, okay. The whole thing is, Davio Naharis or whatever his face is, stabs the guy, and Joramon's like, hey, we can't, now they're going to find a guy who's been stabbed, and they're going to know someone who's here with a weapon. They're going to start looking for, outsiders.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, well, if I smash his skull in with a rock, like a bunch, then the people are going to know, death by rock, not death by stab.
Okay.
So, yeah. Another good proof to be, if you can pick one, is rock proof. I still think stab proof is probably better, but in a pinch, rock proof pretty good.
Especially in this town, where apparently rock proof is just rock death is just everywhere.
Yeah, it's just like it happens, and my guy's like, I mean, sucks, but whatever. Way to die by rock, dickhead.
Yeah.
Guy gets smashed in by the rock, and his friend's like, it's his fault.
Yeah. Well, maybe you were dressed provocatively.
Maybe were you wearing a shirt that said "Smash my head in with a rock"?
Yeah,
because that would do it. Should have worn a hat.
What were your moments of violence?
Oh, yeah, knocking over the fire, and I think there's like a Foley sound effect of the fire roaring, but like an animal roaring, not like a roaring fire. And I'm like, fire don't do that, but okay. I guess it's meant to invoke her dragons and blah, 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 whatever.
Oh, okay. Maybe mixing in with the soundtrack a little bit as, that whole big sweeping moment.
Yeah.
I gotta say, at least the episode fucking landed on its feet, because if it had continued that exact pace right up until the very end, I would have been way more pissed off. But at least that was a cool final moment.
Yeah, they definitely went with the whole, start strong and strong kind of thing. With your reunion for your heart, and then your T-1000 walk out of flames nudity for the ending. That's iconic.
Yeah.
The other bit of violence we get is Ramsay Bolton being the man I hate to hate, but also love to hate to hate. He's so good at being a cunt.
Oh, he's just got acting like a cunt right down pat.
Yep.
To the eyes, to the hand movements, to the peeling of the apple.
Yeah. He peels an apple menacingly.
But this is what bugs me. He's clearly peeling the skin off the apple to discard the skin, and then after he stabs the bitch, he takes off a chunk of apple with skin on it and eats it. I don't get this guy's modus operandi for eating apple.
I guess you have to think of it all in terms of intimidation. So after she's dead, and I can't remember this woman's name. She's a good character and a good actor. I can't remember her. She's the wildling who helps someone escape.
She was working for the Starks or something?
Yeah, secretly.
I did enjoy the tension of this scene as well. Oh, yeah. How she was, reaching for the knife as she's, grinding on a cunt.
Yeah. It starts off very much where she's all like, I know what you want, because when a man wants something, he gives it a bath and blah, blah, blah. It's a good little bit, and she's all like, he's all, have you seen my banners? And she's like, the pictures of flayed dudes? And he's like, yeah. Like, well, do you eat them afterwards? No. Oh, then I've seen worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's seen some weird shit north of the wall.
No, absolutely.
But no, back to the apple. So, obviously he's peeling the apple as an intimidation panic, like, tactic, like, I peel people and apples, look out for me. But obviously he secretly likes the skin. So, after she's dead, he's like, well, I'll just eat this piece with skin on it. See, and sometimes intimidation gets in the way of the things you enjoy. Like if you're trying to menacingly eat ice cream and letting it melt too much, like, but I want to eat it now. No, but I have to menace.
Yeah, I do want to see the version of that scene, which is just him holding an ice cream and letting it cone and just letting it dribble down his fingers.
And feel like, it's getting so sticky, he doesn't even care. This man is insane. Yeah, I think that's going to be my acting tip of this show is figure out how to eat with menace and you'll do well.
Yeah, Beecher's acting class 101.
Yep.
You get those painting classes where you get presented a bowl of fruit in the middle of it and paint this. No, you're like, Pick a fruit.
Yeah, bowl of fruit, pick one up, and then find a partner and eat it as menacingly at them as humanly possible. I'm now wondering what is the easiest and hardest food to eat menacingly.
I reckon hardest would be banana.
I was about to say, it's goofy.
Yeah, it's inherently a comical fruit.
Yeah, by just very design and nature and color. It's all just kind of wacky, but easiest. That's a tough one. I guess, yeah, anything you can work with a tool of some kind, that's good. A knife works for your apple peeling.
Yeah, well, I reckon anything with a hard skin, because, like a melon or something, like a rock melon, if you were to eat the skin off that, that'd be intimidating. Like, if you just, I'm enjoying this.
Or just like an apple, but whole, core and everything.
You cut it open and start with the core.
If that's how you make a banana intimidating, just don't even peel it. But I mean, I don't know how stuck in your teeth and goofy that's going to look, so it may backfire tremendously. But hey,
yeah.
So what we've learned today is if you get to choose what kind of nude power you get, it's stab proof.
Yep.
And if you get to choose what kind of fruit you get to eat menacingly, it's probably apple.
Yep.
Or maybe like what's that little one, like lychee, and like it's an eyeball, and just like, yeah, that's menacing. You can do that.
Oh yeah. If you squeezed it while making a comment about squeezing out eyeballs, fuck yeah, that'd because it's even got the squidginess of an eyeball.
Exactly.
Yeah, good call.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a power play by Fruit, brought to you by BT's acting class, which I have apparently now.
Yeah, free acting tips for all you actors out there.
What else could you possibly want from this show? You got time travel, you got acting tips, you got cock talk. It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
We provide a valuable service. And then even then, Ramsay's whole letter that he sends to John that is just like, I've got your castle, come and see, and I've got your brother, come and see, and I'll fucking ruin your entire life and kill your sister and all this stuff. Just come and see.
Yeah. But yeah, just the way he's ready. And I'll fuck your sister, and I'll make sure my men rape her too, and then punch out your face with a knife, and I don't know.
Yeah, and then eat a pear in front of you, menacingly. Like, what's your favorite fruit? I'll eat it so it'll turn you off it forever.
Keep reading. It's more of the same. Grabs the piece of paper. I'll squeeze a lychee in front of you. I'll eat the skin of a watermelon. And
I'll get the wedge of a lemon in my mouth, but point it towards you and then bite it so it goes in your eyes. And you'll be like, and I'll be like, Then I'll sip some tequila to balance it out.
Yeah, that was the scene that worked for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it was a good bit because Sansa's all like, we need to retake Winterfell, and Jon, it's all like, we can't, we don't have an army, and also I kind of, fuck it.
Yeah. Also, the reunion was undercut for me as well because recently you shared that picture of Lady Sansa. It isn't real. They can't hurt you.
Lady Sansa is real.
Yeah.
Samsa, sorry.
Samsa. Oh, Samwise wasn't in this episode either.
No. I guess, well, that's two characters they skipped out. We also had a bit of Lord Baelish pissing about with this weird kid.
Yeah.
The Lord of the Vale. But again, Littlefinger as well, when he's all like... the guy I don't know the name of, but who's always wearing that breastplate is all like, I know what you did, you blah, blah, blah. And he's all like, oh, well, let's see what the Lord of the Vale, who could have you killed, thinks. Lord, are you on my side or his? It's like,
clearly interested more in his Game of Thrones equivalent of the Nintendo.
yeah, with the Falcon. It's a dope-looking Falcon.
It is.
Although it looks like the kind of dweeb who just immediately opened the cages.
I'm surprised he didn't.
I don't think he's coming back. What else you got on notes here?
In the start, the guy with the pissy, really thinning long hair goes, where are you going to go? And I couldn't help but think, Cotton Eye Snow.
Get out of the studio.
And, yeah.
Okay, so after the reunion, there's a whole bit where Sansa's like, I wish we could go back in time and stop, tell myself not to go. And it's like, next episode, we saw that, Bran can send his mind back through time. And it's like, wonder if that'll come back. No. Yeah, fuck you, Season 8. There's a little talk of the prince that was promised, and now the Red Woman thinks that's Jon. This is a whole prophecy that doesn't really come up too much in the show, but it is in the books. Brienne talks about how she offed Renly Baratheon, and Sir Davos is all like, "What? I'm awesome."
Yeah,
he's not. Yeah, I just really like Sir Davos. He's great.
And Lady Millhouse pledged her allegiance to Jon Snow, so I'm like, okay, so Jon Snow's the bard in this situation. There's a lot of Simpsons talk in this episode.
There is. Well, man, when you're not amused by anything else, you got to go for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, had the note that, he bargained for 7 years and he ended up defeating slavery in 7 episodes. That's pretty good.
Yep, pretty good. I mean, there's all, because Tyrion has this whole thing with the old masters who are all like, we won't abolish slavery, we'll just weed it out over 7 years. Is that good to you guys? And everyone, but I do like how everyone's kind of questioning why he's doing that and doubting him, and he does make a lot of sense. It doesn't work, but, his plan made sense.
Yeah. Oh, and then him and Misandry and Grey Worm. Sorry, I was on a streak of being able to remember people and these names, and
you did well right then.
Yeah, we take a month off, and then all of a sudden, it fucking leaves my head.
I know their names more now than I watched it forwards. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I actually have to talk about them.
Yeah.
Usually it's just that guy with the face and the beard.
And the no-cock.
Yeah, that guy.
They were doing, like this West Wing thing where they were fucking, doing the standing and walking, and Greyjoy, like, stops the thing 3 times to be dramatic. It's just like, Tyrion's like, oh, we have to be diplomatic, and slavery, is not an easy case. But
I've stopped. That's how you know I'm important.
Yeah. And we'll resume walking, and I'll continue making perfectly reasonable arguments. No, stop!
Okay, so Tyrion's like from West Wing, and Greyjoy's like from a stage play where you don't have that much room to move.
Yeah.
Okay, neat. I do like Tyrion's line of, we make peace with our enemies, not with our friends. Because, and at the end he rings a claw bell, and I have one of them. They're very cool.
Oh.
Yes.
Neato.
Claw bells. Get one if you can. Oh, and then we get a bit of what I'm going to call Mean Girls Dothraki High.
Yep.
Where Dan Brady is sitting amongst all the other widows, and they're all just like, oh, they don't like you because they think they're foreigners. We're better than them. Come sit by the cool girls table.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, Dothraki High.
Can imagine it with, like a pop punk soundtrack and everything. Like, mean girls.
We're the meanest girls around. Dothraki.
Trying to find a guy who's not a eunuch.
We then pass to Tyrell in a cell, so not as much wrestling as I would have hoped, but and they casually mention the title of the episode, where she's like, "Oh, that passage is from the Book of the Stranger." And it's like, why is this named after this one bit? Like, of all things you could have named it, surely you would have named it after like the city where the Dan Brady is, because that takes up way more stuff and is way more interesting, or anything else. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't even pick up on that. That's odd.
Yeah. Once again, the High Sparrow has a good little monologue about, what led him to realize he was, a sinful man wasn't hitting rock bottom. It was actually kind of hitting the peak where he could have a big orgy with all his friends and a bunch of food and wine, and then woke up and everyone was kind of laid bare and exposed and bereft of all their finery, and he just kind of changed his... It was, again, I don't know who this actor is, but he kills it.
And I also spoke to a High Sparrow once. He's told me to smoke more weed.
Oh!
There's a High Sparrow.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I'm reaching here, man.
You really are. Okay, we might have to wrap this up. Sass Queen returns. Doesn't get too many great lines.
No sass!
Gets a little bit, because, Cecil Lannister is all like, my father always said we have to work with our rivals. And then Sass Queen's all like, we have no hair and you have no money and you totally suck. What have we got to work with? But she does it better than I did.
Yeah, well, it's so subdued in her sassness, though.
I know. Diluted Sass Queen is no Sass Queen at all.
And she was compromising. That's not what I like about Sass Queen.
No, we like all the sass all the time. I guess that's hard to do, but fair.
Yeah, totally. I didn't get all the context, but the scene with Theon and his sister was pretty powerful. He is a good actor.
Yeah, right? I'm kind of surprised I've not seen him in more stuff. Actually, that's true of a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Like, he was the first villain in John Wick, but that was about it.
Yeah.
So...
He killed a dog?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know if it was him.
I don't like him anymore.
It may have been one of his goons. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But, yeah. He's in the first John Wick movie. He dies a lot, if that helps. And my last note really here is, Theon returns and he's all like, no, you don't understand. He broke me. And Yara's like, sorry, he broke me into 1,000 pieces. And Yara's like, yeah, they sent us one of those pieces.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's where it went.
Okay. Have you still got it?
I was looking around. I mean, what am I going to do? But,
Does it still work?
Yep. But then Yara's whole thing is pretty good because she's all like, oh, you just want to be king, don't you? And he's like, no. Oh, why'd you come back then? To make you queen. Oh, Well, I like you now.
Well, it was less like no and more like, no, I don't want it.
Yeah, true. Very true. But, he's definitely a broken man. We'll get to why that happens.
Yeah, that dude in the prison as well. Was he, like, asking for get out?
No, he was just like, tell them whatever they want. I'm done. I'm just going to confess my sins and take my punishment so I can go home.
Yeah.
At least I think. Maybe he was asking for a... But, yeah, again, Natalie Dormer giving some very good response face to all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much her role in the show because she has to listen to the High Sparrow and respond to that. And
yeah.
Yeah.
She gives good face. It's, it's a powerful acting ability. As dumb as the term sounds, I don't know if it's accurate.
Well, yeah, that's probably it. When she was auditioning, she probably didn't just get sides. She got someone else's sides and just like, okay, react to me talking now.
And say, how do I feel about this? Really, really sad, but also a little aroused. That's confusing, but okay.
Yep, and that puts me out of notes. Besides, I got the spoiler that apparently Khal Drogo dies, who I know is Aquaman.
He's not been around for like the entire show, so you could assume that.
Yeah.
But yes, Khal Drogo dies. That's why Daenerys is on her own. And yeah.
Yep.
That.
And that puts me out of notes.
All right, well, that leads us to our final question. How do we get here? Because we did find out that unfortunately Daenerys was not picking flowers.
Well,
she still could be.
Yeah. She got kidnapped on the way to picking flowers, I guess.
Yeah, entirely possible.
Yeah. So, okay.
They do mention they have 2 markets in this, city of widows. So maybe she was like, bet they have good flowers because widows love flowers, I guess. Makes sense. Fits. You got to attend a funeral at least. You got to have some flowers around.
Yeah. Can't be a weeping widow without flowers.
I know. It's just iconic.
Or maybe she was like, looking at setting up her own stall, found a market that could really use, they'll sell.
Yeah, Dan Brady's bouquets. Dan Bouquet. Not great, but
Braided bouquets by Dan Brady.
That would be a braided bouquet would be beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
I think I always found the new tongue twister. Beautiful braided bouquets
By Dan Brady.
by Dan Brady.
And yeah, of course, so we're going to see a bunch of episodes without Jon and Sansa being together.
Yep.
Which, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to see some more pre-planning where they're going to discuss what they're going to say to the people that we saw speak to in this episode. So yeah, Tyrion's going to be talking a lot of policy.
Yeah. I mean, we might have something else going on. Maybe a thing with Jon. Might be a little interesting.
Oh yeah, because he said, I'm done fighting, I'm Kit Harington. This is my inconsistent accent and all that, yeah.
Yes, but again, those eyes.
Yeah. He is dreamy, I'll give him that.
Yep, damn you, kid. All right, well, hey, that wraps me up. That wraps you up. All right, until next time, that has been Elliot Jay O'Neill.
Goodbye.
And I have been BT Calloway, and for now, our watch has ended. Theme song, theme song, theme song.